Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers and subscribers, at the channel we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. That is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives on this channel. We at this channel aid criminals, their financiers, their supporters, enablers, and the likes with a passion, and we do not want them over here. Yes, let us repeat ourselves. We do not want any criminal supporters over here. Please, we do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes, or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you, the criminal supporters, enablers, financiers, and all the likes, to go to prison or madness. Let me repeat myself. We at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we do not want the criminal supporters and their circle over here. We want you to go to prison or madden. Moving on to our video. Yeah, so we'll continue the journey. This is part 8 of 11. Yes, as we, continue about this. The Deputy Commissioner, Mark Shield from England, the white man, who had, publicly identified me as an informer, putting my life at risk, and 7 other police officers had to migrate from Jamaica. So you watch, you listen, and you decide. Listen to us talking to a scholar. Yeah, this is not a so-called scholar. This is a scholar because this man is well read and he goes in depth. So you watch, you listen, and you decide. Only man, I'm going to say, yeah, but you have to understand still, all of them coke you carry up in your belly, I'm saying I'm afraid to say them burst. I'm saying they not think about that. I'm saying I'm afraid for God jail. I'm saying, yeah, but you don't know through me have the training and them thing there, and I know if I go through, and I go through customer immigration. And then so I start getting mad upon him and I tell him, say, so I'm disappointed now. I say, oh, so I can't believe say you come to me with this, and say me, them is something there. You understand? And I must say, oh, I can't, virgin, you're going like say, you're going like you're angel and them thing there. Oh, no drone son, you're going like, oh, I must say, oh, no, a criminal want to come from me, I say. Not me, I say, you understand? My own cousin, so me and him catch up. And I tell him, say, whether or not you want to believe it, what you doing a whole heap of life you're ruining, And nobody feel like anytime the people them a cry. The family them eye water just drop a ground and them thing there. A life you destroy. And me and him, I tell him, I dress him up on it. I'm telling him, say, as long as he live, man, don't talk to me. I say, if we even say a family function, nobody talk to me. I never know, say, I saw you wicked and them thing there, virgin. You understand? The same Mackenzie that I am telling you about, I'm a crime officer at Kingston East. May I show you how the police was corrupt now. Not right now. Mackenzie, before when he was a detective inspector under Hunsby, a policeman sees a gas truck from a man who had drive it. The gas was stolen from down by the refinery. But the thing is that you have to understand that you see even down by Petrojam, all them things they are big rocket and them thing there. So the man said all of them things they were at Petrojam and them place with the gas. Them things they come from up in a tap up by the tap. So what them thing there, they will go out with all five tank load of gas, and 2 out of 5 have a big man upstairs and them sell it to illegally to a not good gas station, but people like in a Greenwich sell gas and them thing there. So the police them seize the truck. And then one cancel me and try to shake down the man. The man say him not no money. Mackenzie, a crime chief, him take over a case, and him sell all the people them gas, and then the man have to give him 300,000 for get back the truck. And this is something where police know publicly can do it. Because man call me and tell me, the man say him never did know say boy him never did know say me left the force. And now he say me can't believe say Mr. Porter he get up on YouTube, the man call me, the man say, oh, me I tell you this, Mr. Porter, this I want. And tell me I mean, even call, talk and say, boy, Mackenzie, a drugs mule to one of them thing. A them man, if you do a lie detector, when them get promotion and they corporal them too. All them, yeah, man, but him
Well,
no.
I can tell you this, that you are a person of strong moral character, because usually people don't talk like this. And it sounds as if we seems to have somewhat of a strong semblance of morality. I am someone who am not afraid to tell you I will not be popular by doing the thing that everybody does.
I am the kind of person I am not a, I can't tell you, suppose me tell you, you know, so at my age, you know that people, you have friends from even basic school or high school, or all of my two friends that may have dead, you know. The last I have a guy that we used to go to school to. He's in the nephrologist. May I tell him name Garrett Roll. You can look him up. Him in a DC, up by DC. My schoolmate, you know. And even him say him would say him would want me for dead. A nephrologist, you know. Me and him grew up together. We past common entrance to go to guy see him at high school. All because him can't get me for see things his way. Because the man literally. I had a group that before me even have the YouTube channel. I had a group where I'm the kind of person, I don't care. Look here, I don't discriminate against people, you know. I don't care who you want to sleep with or what you want to do. The first known homosexual that I have worked in a police force, I brother named Kirk Palmer. When we found out that he was a rear admiral, them kick him off our team, you know. And I am the one, you know, with my mother. My mother heard me talking on the phone on Sunday with Bobby. You understand, and we were talking about him because something happened the Saturday night, and we were saying, although everything worked out well, that if he was there, maybe it would have even end with even more criminal, you know, because that's how kind of person he is. And after we finish the conversation, because we not talk about him and my mother, you know, interject and I say, boy, you know, say some things to me, and I say, if I'm a homosexual, I want to find out. This man never come to within him and him lifestyle. All that bad I want on him thing there. She say, I want to praise him and I say my good work. And my mother give us, you know, so many pointers, and I tell me, say, boy, Chris, you don't know what going on in them head, you know. One thing, you know. She said, things will happen in a people head. Me and you would have no clue, and we can't. She said that team psychiatrists can't figure out what people do. Everything with them do is just a theory. And things when them feel will work with this person will work, and I saw it go on them thing there. You wouldn't know when a film head why him think that way there or why, you understand. And you know, I go back going to work the Monday and I put forward the argument that my mother put for him to make him come back. And when me say to the people them in the Jeep, them tell me we have a Land Rover, everybody I say, boy, you know, say me never in a think that way there. And me say to them, say, who want him back? And me put up my hand. And me put up me and everybody say, yeah, make him come back. And that was in 1990. This was a known man. We know, say, is a woman, make we know, say, the man a homosexual, you know. But the man was in charge of the team at the time. You don't know him old school and him thing there. And him just tell the man for drop off the M16. And for 6 months, the man a go work. And him just work by himself. And him come and work every day. And him work by himself. And me bring him back on the team. So I don't care about a man where you want, what kind of life who you want to sleep with. That's your business.
People make their choices. They make their lifestyle choices, and you don't necessarily have to agree with it.
Yeah, so let me tell you something. You have an ex-police brother where them kill. Is a police kill him, you know, him up in New York, you know, to, you know, him work in at the airport, you know. And him discharged pan the man back and shot him in the back of him head, you know. And a film squad female man from the same batch, and them cover up the murder, you know. The murder, the easiest murder case that we solve at Jamaica too. One brother named Courtney Human, them killing a Cayman as an ex-police. Kill him naked as the day him born. And semen upon the policeman back. The ex-policeman back. Yeah, so that's an easy case itself. But you have trust me, you don't even know what you're up against in that Jamaica one. May I tell you?
You ever thought of putting together your memoirs and write a book?
You know, when you that is something that I've been, as what you're saying now, that's something that the people, you're not the first. You're the first person that said that to me now was my, it was, I'm a wife of the first person that said that to her for years, I have thought about it. But you're not, it has been something that has been said to me in so many times. So
you have a wealth of knowledge, and
yes.
if your platform is anything to go by, remember, Jamaica has transitioned a lot. You have a huge technology has changed our lives.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not, there's no one person that controls media any longer.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and you can't control it.
And they can't. Technology has made some avenues or areas of journalism irrelevant now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, true. It's a dying breed.
It's made it irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
And it has reached a point that governments even have to be considering legislative framework. Yeah,
but what the Prime Minister is doing, that is, look, if they have things in place to sue people, I don't see the reason for him to come out and address it.
I would not even comment on it. And I just say this much to say that when you go to sea and throw your net out, you set your fish pot.
Yes.
You don't know what you're going to catch. You may catch some jango, you may catch some tiki, you may catch a sprat.
You might not catch anything.
Well, there you have it. So the question is, there are some issues that is not worthwhile debating.
Yes.
All right? Because you're likely to run into all different sorts of different arguments and theory. I only mention this to you to say, long before technological change of what we're experiencing now and the mass production of media communication and now social media, we are not a people that have much of a recorded history. And that is why some of our youngsters are being misguided and are likely to make some of the mistakes. Give you a case in point. I've been hearing this argument of being bandied about with the traffic war affair and with FinSAC. Do you understand that anybody know that is under 30 or 35 have no history that they can draw on? What they're listening to is probably one and two people sprout about what traffic war is. I was listening to a conversation today where a caller called and spoke to Cliff Hughes and was asking him about some information on Babsy Grange and with the state concerning the state of emergency.
In 76.
And what are the argument that was made? The gentleman says he was made to understand that Babsy Oliver Grange was deported from Jamaica. And deportation by its very meaning was resisted, but the manner in which she was escorted from a park camp by the police straight to the airport.
Because she's a Canadian.
Well, at the time she had no Canadian citizenship, but her mother was living in Canada. And the Canadian government at the time offered her landing status, which has subsequently matured to her being now the older of a Canadian
citizenship.
Or citizenship. But I say this to you to say, There are people who don't know nothing at all
about the state because they don't teach them at school.
So I mentioned this to you to say, remember, information is knowledge.
Yes, knowledge is power.
And if you ever went anywhere and spoke, and for people who might either be contemplating or having served, you're not only a resource person, but there are people who want your autograph.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because we are not a people who have recorded history.
True.
Listen to some of the things that you have stated, and specifically on what your experience is coming out of that shooting where Knight and
Blackwood and O'Connor.
Do you realize when you step back and listen to the various stages and the steps and how you had to walk through raindrops to have kept hope alive and be where you are today?
Mm-hmm.
You realize that should be a bestseller? Do you understand that this is a message that other youngsters should understand a part of the history of that constabulary?
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to get others, or mean others well, not to make the same mistake?
It's true.
Or carry on the dynasty. Right? When you look at the people that you have talked about, these are people who had reigned terror
and others
on the Jamaican civil population.
Yes. But not only that, no. But no, these people are being holding high self-esteem, high esteem, as if they are some deity when these are the most corrupt people ever.
But all right, go a step further, because this is might be more chilling. You might be able to identify with this. If it was not the mercy of God, and because of some of the things that you sprout, and the fact that you're fearless, people are fearful of reprisal. You realize that you could have been one of those untold victims.
Yes, just like Thomas, Mario Thomas.
That's right, and nobody would know the truth.
Yes,
it would be a bag of lies. It would be a newspaper article that's your final judgment.
Mm-hmm. And they could have done anything to smear my character and put me in a bad light, and people say, yeah man, I'm a criminal police that way.
But not anything. They attempted to do that.
Yes.
When you went out on that so-called ride with Knight, when you were circling.
Yes, Walton Park Road towards Mullins Road.
You never went out on a duty.
No, it was not duty.
Right?
It was a threat.
That man being in the position that he is could have used you as a decoy. That man could have shot you on the scene. And the fact of the matter is that you came under friendly fire or criminals, and he took evasive action. You realize that you're brought into this world not by accident or by a biological mistake.
True. Well, that is true.
Don't you think in retrospect, when you look at it, you have a right and you have a duty and obligation to share your story? You have people less than you who are coming back and they don't necessarily have PhD from foreign wars. Right? Look at a man, a deal that the US struck with WikiLeaks, Julius Assange. That was a man that exhibited a certain personality like yourself and was prepared to be vocal. We might be a nation of 3 million people, but things have evolved and people operate in a need to know. This is not like the previous population where people don't want to read or you can hide things from them.
No man, majority of Jamaican people, they don't like educational stuff. I can tell you that. Even I can tell you, you see, even on YouTube, when you're trying to educate the people, well, some of them Well, I would say that a small segment of the viewership, them like the knowledgeable things, but majority of them, trust me, you see, want to talk about like people background in criminality, that is what entice them. That's what they love to hear.
Well, you have to also understand we are people who love sensationalism.
Okay, entertainment. They love entertainment.
Well, I wouldn't classify it as entertainment. Sensationalism.
Yes.
You know, dog bite man.
Yes, a man bite dog.
You know. Mm-hmm. So it's sensationalism. I mean, look at it over the years. Why do you think we have known columnists, cartoon columnists? You remember Leandro?
Yes, man, boy, I'm just good.
I remember Leandro drew an article once. Mm-hmm. And they had it painted and put up in the customs baggage area. So when you're coming in as an inbound passenger, you could see it. And I remember Leandro drew a cartoon asking a couple of children when they grew up what they want to be. Those were the days in the existence of Air Jamaica. Mm-hmm. And you remember him interviewing the kids, supposed kids. Mm-hmm. When you grow up, what you want to be? You want to be a pilot? No. You want to be a doctor? No. You want to be a politician? No. And a number of them cry out, they want to be a customs officer. Right? Mm-hmm. And much humor and laughter. Why do you think the people like Oliver Samuels has been able to make a career out of laughter in a small market? We like sensationalism.
Yes.
Right? You have to have a certain intellect. That is why the so-called theater and the pantomime was the artist was not able to make a living out of it. Mm-hmm. You have to have a certain level of intellect to appreciate what we call a play or a pantomime. Mm-hmm. Right? But if it carries sensationalism to it, right? And if you can strike up an argument and it has to do with the police, then it captures headline.
Yes. Anything negative about the police.
You know, sensationalism.
Yes, it sells.
Right? I mean, there's a tape that I saw some months ago, I think I have a copy of it, where a police corporal is supposed to have been out on the outside, standing up in an environment supposed to control vehicular traffic, and he took a break and came inside and took off his headdress and sat down. And he's a little overweight, so he was seen or he was caught.
Sleeping, a corporal.
And yes, and without anything at all being said, his appearance alone and with the Jamaican profanity was found to be humorous. And when you repeat it over and over and over, I mean, I've had people sending this to me, I've had people calling me about it, right? Mm-hmm. But I use that as an example or a scenario to show you that it is sensationalism that sells. Mm-hmm. We have had a long history of calling the police copy.
Yes, that was back in the days.
It was twist up and bend up and long nose and, right? Mm-hmm. And people enjoy that. The cartoonists thrive, and that is why the Gleaner and the Jamaica Observer maintain that as a department, because it helps to drive their revenue. So I say this to you, mm-hmm. When you highlight some of the experiences, I remember a couple of weeks ago, a gentleman came to visit, and the man rewind several times, and what I heard, now that I'm talking to you in retrospect, mm-hmm. It was you talking about, say, bigger food, no one beat. Right?
Yes.
And there was a big laugh out of it, and see the bigger food and third rasta now, and the man was to the point wherein I left and I went to a lounge, and mm-hmm. About a couple of days later, the man was in a place, turned it up loud, and it was your voice that I heard. Mm-hmm. And that you hear like I said, you hear the bigger food, the beef, much meat. Right? Yeah. Now look at the human interaction with you.
Uh-huh. But when I was saying I was dead serious, I wasn't laughing.
Well, looking back in retrospect, but you have now found the humor.
Yes, that is true.
And sometimes this is what distance and time, because it resonates with you, right? There are people who have the Jamaican police is always seen in a different light, you know. and that is why, well, the website and its viewers speaks volume. If you were not making any strides, you'd be wasting your time.
True.
So the evidence speaks for itself, and the numbers are there. I think what I've heard and from the little feedback is that people felt as if they're not getting enough.
Yes, that is true.
So,
and I want to tell you, it's surprising. It's like if one day I don't, there's no video, you'll be shocked to see how many messages that people will call and left on the phone.
So my question to
you is, and they start to ask if I'm right and.
True. What does this say to you? You know what this says?
I know that there's an audience out there.
It speaks volume. Okay? It speaks volume, and whether you like it or not, relatively speaking, you have a niche.
Yes.
Now, I don't want to make myself out to be no exception, but yes. I'm a little bit more of a different intellect. For me to stop, and I will tell you, if he was alive now, he would tell you. I was being persuaded well over a year. And I was told all the nice things about you. And that you work for this person. And Weatherburn have always been encouraging. And I said to him, you know, I don't have the tolerance for nonsense.
Yes.
There's a friend of mine who's also an attorney and a couple of police officers mention it under their breath, and I will just overlook it. And in the last couple of weeks, and it was further precipitated with the highlighting of Weatherburn. And I decided, you know what, let's listen. And I will admit to you, I'm not someone who enjoyed the limelight or the fanfare. But I just came across this and I said I would send it. And I was encouraging, I was having a problem sending it because it claimed to be too large.
And
so I don't know how it got edited, but I just kept trying and I sent it off. I was not expecting any response.
Oh, okay.
I am not a person who I am someone who operates incognito, and I don't. I'm not competing for attention, and when I listen to yourself and you're the people whom you interview, I don't have that kind of history. I can speak from another. I consider myself more of an intellect. I'm someone wherein whether it's economics, or geology or astrology, or I tend to pay more attention to educational material.
Right.
But while I do all of that, you have made and you continue to press on, and you have said some things that resonate with me and I can identify with, and when I've been able to recollect having heard it before and what have you, I said to myself, this man is credible. I have been able to put together cases of reversion and transfer, and here you speak, and I'm saying to myself, he could not have made these public utterances without information, and he's dead on right. And so when I pressed you and we talk, the more we talk here tonight, I can see wherein why you're not getting any pushback. Because people have to be apprehensive.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are not speaking truth to power, and with the appetite that people has developed these days of pursuing civil action and slandering,
Mm-hmm.
you would not have been short.
That is so true.
Right? So when you look at everything collectively, the viewership, the bloggers, and the material and the things and what you do and the way you do it, you don't come out and make utterances and not back it up with some level of cross-reference and people who are prepared to come forward. And so you not only ambush others, but you broadside them and you know, which is a very tactical. I don't know if you like my terminologies and my choice of words.
It's head on. You hit the nail on it.
And when you look at it, there are people who are admitting publicly, without any coercion or intimidation and what have you. And all of that is testimony that you're able to get out of them, and so you cannot ever be accused of coercion or using intimidation tactics, you know.
Right.
And this is good. Not many people, even when you look at the Great 60 Minutes or 2020,
Mm-hmm.
You can see a lot of dress rehearsals and cosmetic being used and prompting and all that. You are able to get what you're able to get and put together in colloquial expression, unedited, bare as your deer, and you know, as Wolf Blitzer would say, in the Situation Room, set the scene.
Yeah, you know, I was able to get even Wayne one day, you know, to come on to come and talk with me, you know, without inviting him, you know. He called me like 10 times, you know.
But you know what I find amazing? Well, I've always found him to be, he's more of a comic.
Wayne one,
for you to, what you've said tonight, telling me about Ninja Man.
Oh, liar, that's told me.
I have never seen a microphone that man never loved. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he loves a hot mic.
Yes.
But for his going to be clipped and for him to be incarcerated, no one is looking to send
cease and desist.
Intimidating message to you.
Yes, so a liar, you know, big shot liar from Ernie, she has a law firm.
It has nothing to do with a big or small. The fact that man is incarcerated
Mm-hmm.
and it's seeking to stand up and defend rights that he no longer has.
You understand? That's what I'm saying too.
Is to tell you that he needs to have it examined. Because if he was in a U.S. correctional facility, he would not have even had the luxury to speak to an attorney, much more to be sending out legal warning.
Yes.
If it happens that some information leak to the outside world, the Bureau of Prisons would quickly put him on this lockdown.
Yes, man. I tell you. But you know, in Jamaica,
so he's a brave man.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, a lot of these people are so accustomed to being street savvy and street smart that he doesn't understand what he's doing. Because I can tell you, the new correctional commissioner is not only one of these former Brigadier Roderick Mason,
Mm-hmm.
but he would not take it lightly.
But you know, but you know, even that, and I am totally against. This is like for me. Why they could not find someone within the correctional department to run to be the head of it? Why they have to get somebody from the army?
Good, you've asked a good question.
That is even. I'm saying that, so if the correctional service is so corrupt, dismantle it. Then you understand? Because
it's not. I don't think it's understand what, and I'm not speaking for them, but I'm able to bring some analysis to this description. Let me say this to you, and it happens both sides. I have heard KD Knight and other members of the People's National Party and the party. And what has developed in Jamaica is that there's a belief that a lot of these retired military officers have high levels of professionalism and standard of getting the job done or getting things done.
Yeah, but you have to understand, when you don't come through the rank in any organization, it's a disservice to the people that have been there. So you're telling people then that who have put blood, sweat, and tears in an organization that they are not qualified for it. So you have to be politically connected.
I am giving you the insight and what the thinking is from the political directorate.
No, because they're all corrupt. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, whatever you may think of them, but I'm telling you what the level of thinking that go into it.
I know.
And I remember once a briefing session that was carried on by Herman Ricketts. And a retired police officer who was in charge of narcotics at the time attended. And KD Knight was the Minister of National Security. And it's been a long jealousy between the army officers and police officers because the politicians tend to take more seriously, especially intelligence, from the military than it takes from the police. And it has always been a standoff and a bit of jealousy. The politicians on both sides always felt as if they wanted to get the job done, give it to the army. Because the army tend to operate with more regimentation. Well, with the police, you can't operate with the regimentation of the police body. When a police inspector is dispatched, whether it's 1x4, and a platoon of soldiers of 10, headed by a corporal or a sergeant major is outside here. The army, by its very regimentation, has accountability every step along the way, all down to the junior man. A soldier has to fall in the morning for muster. When a policeman come on station and I know him going and take off his uniform and turn through Civil Street, he may or may not return. So they operate at different structure, different management structure, different levels, different level of regimental or constabulary discipline. And therefore it is nothing new. It is not nothing new to policing. If you go to Africa or go to New Zealand, it is something that is common with the police. Same thing applies to the US military. There's a difference between civilian leadership and police and military leadership. But understand, politicians, especially in Jamaica, wants to gain a political advantage and political mileage, and they figure that if they can place these men, because not long ago you had the police commissioner being a former military officer, you had the head of customs being former military, correctional services, the electoral commission. In other words, they find strategic places to put these men because these men are like one-man riot squad, and they don't question. The army train you in such a way, you don't question authority. You get the job done, you carry out the order, and then you complain after. So, and It is how the army operates. It's their mode of operandi, right? And hence it gives more recognition to the retired army officers. They speak with a more distinct voice and they're listened to. Right? Look, in another couple of weeks, Bailey is slated to go off. And no matter how much he spoke, and he was standing at a press conference, when he proceeds on pre-retirement leave and he hands over the service vehicle and the portable radio and the ID and the government gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
What he was in the past.
Yes.
Right? The rap don't go with him.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, not being before the cameras and the microphone, nobody don't remember who he is. Right? And so before you know it, he vanishes away. I've noticed he has started to forge some relationship with people in the private sector.
Mm-hmm.
And conveniently they're going to use him. I think Mark Shields going to use him to feather his nest further in the private industrial security in Jamaica and the region.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes a good blend and it assists. But when you look at it on the face of it, how many of those men leave the constabulary and is likely to get it? Look at all the noise that night usually makes, the so-called clapping night.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's struggling now with the little meager pension that he's getting. Right? And if anybody's going to take him on, they're going to take him on and give him a job as a security guard, and I'm afraid of that because he don't have the state power with him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right? See it, I mean, it reached the point that he was shot. And it don't make headlines, it's like a man bite dog.
Who are you talking, Ox?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It made a headline, but they didn't mention his name, you know.
Right? And he's out on retirement now, I would say well over into 5 years. And the younger set of policeman
don't even know them.
It don't mean a thing to him.
And they don't care. And these young police, you know, they are totally different. They don't respect no one, you know.
Well, I have the full clip that I can send to you with Park Campbell. And his son is sitting next to him and the policeman used pepper spray the two of them.
Yeah, and you know that he was acquitted the other day, though, the policeman.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
He made a formal complaint and he went after them criminally.
The judge, because the judge says the policeman have every right to use the foot. But you know, it's because of politics why they charge him. Because Park Campbell is a labor right, you know.
Well, I never knew that.
Yes, man.
I never saw it through a political lens.
Yes, man. That's why they charge the policeman, because he was within his rights to use the pepper spray. And then guess where they send him to? West Kingston for him to get killed. That's where they sent him in. The police hierarchy transfer him from traffic to there.
From where? Where did policeman went from where?
He went from Arthur Tree. They transferred him from Arthur Tree to Kingston West for them to kill him.
In other words, arising out of the incident.
Yes.
He was
transferred.
Chastised by sending him to Kingston West.
Yes, and you know, you understand. Because they say that he has to take bus, he doesn't even have a vehicle. Remember, the police work is poor people's children.
True.
You understand? You're just little above the security guard. So that's why most of the police them have to thief. But I told people, you know, if you're a hard-working policeman, you don't have to thief, you know. I'm telling you, you'll meet people out there that once they realize that once they found out that you have integrity and your character and your reputation speaks for itself, you don't have to thief. They will take care of you. They will help you. They will do anything. They will treat you. I have met people, 2 white men, Jamaicans. One of them was living even close to the commissioner's office. So even all the years when I was on leave. These are people that every month, even although I was in and out of Jamaica, every month they pay me, literally pay me the same money that I would be getting, because they did not want me to go back to work to get killed. They knew of everything. And
but you know what I find rather strange, that that occurrence with Campbell never had to be. It could have been, he could have handled it a little better. But
no, arrogance and ego. They think that they're above the law. So people.
I don't care how young the police is.
No, you show respect. Respect.
He had properly identified himself to the police,
and he was in uniform. But look, he could have handled the situation much better. You know what? Even when I was up, most detectives in Jamaica, they have this thing where, and they don't understand, most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, as a uniform police always become a commissioner of police, So although you are the detective and you are the smarter guy, you are not the one that getting the promotions.
You're not deemed. You're deemed to be smart, but not necessarily so.
Yes. Because you are not the person who's responsible for for promoting members. It's the uniform people, and most of them do not like you because you're a detective and you are the one that investigate them and send them to prison. The uniform police, because they are the thieves. They are the ones that do the shakedown and all kind of things.
But what I found ironic, though, I've known him from when he was a young policeman at Mobile Reserve. He was one of the first men on the squad. Mm-hmm. And having come through the police ranks and go on to
become a deputy soup
into retirement, he could have simply called the policeman aside and never had to be so pompous, which is what I think he has his young son, had his son sitting with him. And if for whatever reason the policeman is out there and static and was doing his job, then he could have handled it different. But you see, this is one of the things that affect us. We think that power will or should remain with us for life. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if he was still serving?
I'm telling you.
If he was serving and that policeman was deemed to have been cheeky to him.
Mm-hmm. Because they believe that they are gods. That's how they understand. And how dare this young police did not know him.
Yes. Who dare you not to know who I am?
Yes. As if your name is written on your forehead.
And even when the policeman called for assistance and Watson showed up,
immediately Watson was on his side instead of the policeman's side.
Yes,
because the biasness sinking instead of facts.
Yeah. Because it comes with being a gazetted officer, mm-hmm. and not knowing that it could have backfired. Mm-hmm. I'm sure in all of this, it's not to leave a bad taste in his mouth, but he stands out by serving members now, and he know that he's on retirement. And as you have often highlighted, he was never one of the cleanest men in the world.
No, man, he's the one that when it comes on to the X6 case, he's the one that batched it and then moved the crime scene. The crime scene is not in St. Andrew. The crime scene was in Kingston Central. I did a video about it,
I remember that, and that incident that was one of the reasons that caused them to they carried out an operation, saying Biggerford raided his house.
Yeah, and it was done because of jealousy, because Biggerford did not get any money. He didn't get any of the millions that Paracambo and Patrick Gray got. And then
really?
Paracambo was supposed to replace Biggerford down there. That Biggerford was getting transferred from there to West Kingston.
Okay.
So it's all competition, and as they say, bad mind. They are all criminals. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I tell you, everything. The ambition and the appetite to get up in the gazetted rank is a hell of a thing, boy. Mm-hmm. Is their greatest ambition to get there, and when they get there,
Dog eat
yes,
dog world.
they spend so much energy and time to get up in the rank that it make you it make you wonder why is the fight. When I look and see how the same one calf walker ended up in an accident and end up losing his life.
Well, he was a thief too, you know.
Yeah, I heard. Well, since I'm listening to you, because there are people who view him otherwise and thought he was a gentleman.
No man. Then even Bonnie Lee wife, he was supposed to arrest her and then he shake her down for 30,000. A lot of money then, and then he had to give back the money. Same Francis Fab, he had to give back the money and he get transferred, go to flying squad. Under normal circumstances, he should be arrested and charged for what he did, but he didn't. He was just transferred, and then eventually later on he got promoted.
Just like that.
That's how the police force operate. You have to understand, you know. That's why I tell you, look at this man, Mackenzie. Mackenzie should even Miss Bent, Javine Bent. She says that Mackenzie should be in prison because of the things that he has done as a police, corruption. Even when he was acting as the crime chief in Manchester, he was alleged to have collected money, you know, bribe, you know, and recording. But because what the guy named Richard Stewart is his boss, it was all covered up and he still received promotion. This commissioner, on this the former soldier, you know, he promoted the most corrupt police officers ever in the history of the police force, you know.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I have even done, but I just don't. The only thing I know that this is my thing. If a man was a detective and you revert him and put him back in uniform because of corruption, what's the sense of you put him back in uniform and then you promote him? That makes sense to me. Like if he was put back in uniform because of his corrupt deeds, what's the sense of putting him in uniform then you promoted him? Might as well even make him become a detective still, because you're giving him just more powers now. And that is what
how long do you see this current commissioner holding the office?
He's gonna be there for a good while, man. Because even if the government, I don't know if the government will change, but he's gonna be there for some time. You have to understand, you know, the same thing that you talk about with the people that by the police service commission, you know, that these people, when it come on to the police service commission, that these are the people who select the people. If you're not corrupt, they won't select you. That's why they select him, because they know that. Remember that his uncle, you know, Owen Ellington, was a man that was arrested and charged for corruption and became the commissioner of police. That's why I said Jamaica is a criminal's paradise.
Well, I never wanted to believe it, but when you pointed that out, I mean, the gentleman that I know him to be.
Oh, Ellington? No,
Macmillan always sell Ellington as
this good boy,
one of the great minds in the police force and a model officer and what have you. But what made me started looking differently was this schoolmate of his, rude boy Richie.
No, it's his brother-in-law, his wife brother.
Oh, really?
Yes, man, his brother-in-law. They sold a car with 5 M16 rifles when Macmillan was commissioner of police, and they sold them to the Klansman gang in Spanish Town. The car and the guns, M16, and nothing happened out of it. Well, Ellington is a criminal, man. I knew people that knew him very well, you know, and because of my blog, I just don't communicate with it. These are people that I knew even before I was police. And because I knew that they are friends with them, I just don't communicate with them. They don't.
What led, your understanding now, what led to his sudden resignation?
His sudden resignation, it has to do with it. You remember the march? You remember the march is the Sunday with the gay people, against the gay people with the preachers in Arthurtree. That's what contribute to his firing. Nothing else. But they have, what should I say? They have dirt on him. They had dirt on him, so they used that incident, because you have to understand that Barack Obama, they did not want them to have that march. Hey, the world is in serious problem, you know, because they want to tell you that up is up, up is down, and down is up.
Well, I tell you what, I don't usually like to I don't subscribe to conspiracy theory if I can't see for myself.
No, it's not a conspiracy theory. What I'm telling you. All right, this is it. Why Owen Ellington was fired. It has nothing to do, although he's corrupted, but it has to do with the march. If it wasn't for the march, you know, that he had given the church the permission to march against the gays, he would be commissioner of police and, you know, serve out his time, although they knew that he was corrupt. Portia Simpson Miller, I'd tell Peter Bunting, the minister then, this is intimate information, I tell you now, tell Peter to tell him to withdraw the permit, and Ellington says he can't do that because Jamaica, you know, we're a society of free people, and you understand, and you know the culture and everything. And he refused to do it, and that's the reason. So they just, all the audacity that they have, so they just pushed down the Portia, and that's how he was fired. It happened this Sunday. If you go back and look in the archives of the media and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the Sunday, and the Wednesday he was fired. That's what caused him to be fired. And then now everything comes up because they have all the dirt on him. So they just use all of the dirt. But that is the real reason why he was, because he did not withdraw the permission that he had given them for them to demonstrate against him, the gays in Arthurtree. So and that's why they took away his visa too. That's a way of embarrassing him. But you see the difference now. Look at Buju Banton. Buju Banton went to prison, but he's in America. So you understand. You have to understand how politics work. The world is in trouble, you know. As I said before, and I'll say again, the most important thing is the truth, you know. And the truth is what they determine is the truth, not the truth.
There are people who are of the view that Ellington is the best thing that was ever, the best person ever was commissioner, and he's squeaky clean.
No, man, he's not, man. That's the people who are around him that's selling it. But I see me, you know, they can't sell that to me. If you notice up to now, there's not one person that come out and say that I've, you know, smeared them on or anything like that.
You are correct. Yeah. That is true.
You know, I don't tell lies on people. You know, that's why some people say that I am dangerous. I don't. Before I tell a man that, before I tell a lie on someone, I don't say anything, because I have experience. I experienced as an innocent man being charged departmentally. They and the last time was night. That got a policeman to lie at me, and that policeman right now is in New York. Wedderburn told me that the man wants to apologize. Tell him to apologize. I tell Wedderburn, say I accept his apology, but I do not want to talk with him. You understand? A man named Tyndale, because him say more. And I said to Wedderburn, said the reason why he's telling you that is because he know that he's about to die, so you understand. I says I want him to.
You're talking about Tyndale, man who was at Arthurtree as a sergeant.
Yes, that policeman.
I hear you.
He told.
Well, he has no character and integrity, so I can tell you. I never knew he was the person you're talking about.
Yes, but, man, he told a lie on me, man. He went when he done by internal affairs. The thing is that
he'll sell it. He's known to be a man who will sell his soul. So
and and guess what? He was promised to be promoted to an inspector, just because they didn't want me to get any promotion. Because they said this is what they said in even high places. Even this man named Walcott Brown, assistant commissioner of police, you know, that I was a dangerous man. So when they said that in meetings, that, you know, people would want to look at me like in a bad way. But he's saying it like I'm a bad person, you know, but in which it's the opposite. And it's because anything that is corrupt and I know, I can speak out about it. And I don't hold, because I said, look, I don't subscribe to corrupted. I say I have no problem getting rid of criminals. That's how it is. You understand? But I don't believe in police supposed to be involved in robbery, bribery, and you're not
you to have, how long did you serve?
17 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, and
you are, for you to have, boy, I tell you, you are very, very lucky, because some of what, not circumstantial, some of the things that you have said tonight, it has had me frozen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fall asleep, because
why? When I'm through with you, I still can't fall asleep. I suppose I'll tell you something. I supposed to be going to work 6 o'clock in the morning, you know. But I am good. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I love my job. I still can't go and sleep, man.
It is frightening. It is frightening, because I happen to know some of the individuals that you have named, and it seems to have been a kangaroo squad that was formed around you to get rid of you.
Yep, man, I'm telling you, man.
So for you to have left here unscathed, because even after you've left, people are sending you messages, sending you a coded message to try and keep you, see if they can keep you in line, because you are very vocal.
Yes. I am. You see, even Portia Simpson Milan. If I was the kind of police, you know, that corrupt, I could have get minutes. I could, cause she like me, you know, as a person, you know, as a policeman, and she lobbied very hard to get me to bodyguard her, and I just told him that, look, I am the kind of guy I don't like politicians. Reason being, and she was like, I am different. I knew her modus operandi. I just don't like politicians, because some things that like how I don't know if you know of the policeman that Julian Robinson had met them, had a police officer kill him. You know about that?
Julian Robinson, the
current opposition minister, the opposition spokesman.
I never heard of that.
Well, it's on the channel, man. Courtney Simpson. Julian Robinson is responsible for his death. He's the one that told. Yeah, so we have come to the end of part 8 of 11. And, you know, part 9 will be coming up shortly. So I hope you enjoy listening to the series so far. And, you know, hope you're learning some things about yours truly. And about what's to come in the book, you know, hopefully release sometime later this year or sometime next year, or whenever we'll find someone who's willing to publish the same. So have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.